Hello, fellow coders! It's your programming guide, B, back with another exciting journey into the world of coding. Today, we're going to discuss the concept of a data structure and discuss how these structures are a crucial part of helping organize data in computer science. Our first data structure is called an array. Just like how a toolbox can help organize your tools, arrays help us organize data in our programs. We'll learn about what arrays are, the types of data they can hold, and how to navigate through them using for loops. We'll also explore how to use if statements to interact with the elements in an array. By the end of our journey, you'll be able to use arrays effectively to store and manipulate data in your Python programs. Let's get our coding gears ready and explore the power of arrays. Today, we'll be launching into the wonderful world of data structures. A data structure is an organized way for storing, processing, and retrieving data. Think of it like a school locker. Just as you use a locker to keep your books and school supplies in order so you can find and use them easily, a data structure helps a computer keep track of its data, like numbers, text, or even more complex things, so that the computer can find and use this data quickly and efficiently when it needs to. The data structure we'll be using today is called an array. An array is a collection of items grouped together using a single variable name. All of these items are of the same data type. Let's imagine that row of lockers again, where each locker can hold something, like a number or a word. This makes it easy for a computer to keep track of a bunch of things all at once and quickly find or change them when needed. Here's a simple example of an array of planets. Here is the representation of an array named planets, which contains the names of the planets in our solar system. Now, let's explore how we can use for loops to move through this array. Using a for loop allows us to visit each element in our array, performing actions on or with those elements. For example, we can print each planet's name using a for loop. In this loop, planet represents the current item we are looking at in the array, and planets is the array we are looking through. This type of loop is called a for each loop, and it is a special type of for loop. It will loop through each item within an array. For this specific loop, it will go through every item within the array named planets, and each time it will copy the current item to the variable named planet. The code print planet will print the name of the current planet that the loop is looking at. Now you try! Here we have a list of parts for our rover that need repairing. Can you write code to print out this list to the screen? Pause the video here and try this in your guided notes. Let's take a look at the solution. We can write for parts in rover parts, print part. This copies each item in rover parts to a variable named part, and then prints it. Let's see how we can use an if statement within a for loop to check a condition for each item in our array. Suppose we want to find a specific planet, say Earth, in our planets array. We use a for loop with an if statement inside to check to see if the current planet is Earth. If it is, we can perform a specific action like printing Earth found. If this seems familiar, well, it is. We used for loops before to visit each number in a range of numbers before. Now we are using them in a similar way to look at all of the elements in an array. Arrays are versatile and can hold integers, strings, and even many other more complex items. Let's expand our exploration to see how arrays can be used to help us organize complex data. Okay, let's say we're tasked with managing a digital library. For this example, we'll have an array named book list, which is an array containing the titles of all the books in the library. Next, we have a method named check availability that checks if a particular book is available for borrowing. Our goal is to create a for loop that goes through the book list array. Inside the loop, we'll use an if statement to check if each book is available. If a book is available, we'll print its title. Let's code this scenario together. First, we create a for loop to iterate over the array of books. Within the loop, we use an if statement to check each book's availability. If a book is available, we print its title. How could we modify this to have a count of all of the books that are available and print it to the screen? Give this a try in your guided notes. Here is how we can keep a count of all of the books. First, we initialize the count to 0. Then, whenever a book is available, we not only print it, but we add 1 to our counter variable. Then, when the loop is complete, we print out our count variable. For our final task, let's modify a program for a digital grocery list. We have an array of grocery items. Our task is to go through this array and check if each item is in stock with a call to a function named isInStock, which accepts an item as a parameter. If the item is in stock, we'll print the name to the screen. Open your guided notes and try to code this on your own. Here is the code. We begin by looping through each item in the grocery items array. If the item is in stock, we print it. Let's put our newfound knowledge of arrays and control structures to the test with a hands-on task. Imagine you're piloting a spacecraft navigating through a complex field of asteroids. To safely reach your destination, you must follow a series of navigational instructions, which are stored in an array named route. This array consists of instructions like move to advance forward, left to turn left, and right to turn right. Your task is to translate these instructions into actions using the commands move, turn left, and turn right. Here's how you can approach this task. First, you'll need to iterate through the route array using a for loop. This loop will allow you to access each instruction one by one. Within the loop, you'll use if statements to determine what action to take based on the current instruction you're examining. For example, if the instruction is move, you will call the move function to advance your spacecraft forward. Remember, the key here is to ensure that each instruction in the route array is accurately translated into the corresponding action. This exercise will not only help you practice iterating through arrays and using if statements, but also will simulate a scenario where you can apply these programming concepts in a real-world-like situation. Give this task a try, and once you've written your code, test it to see if it navigates the spacecraft correctly through the asteroid field. This is a fantastic way to see arrays and control structures come to life in your programming journey. Data structures such as arrays play a pivotal role in organizing and managing data in programming. They are essential tools that allow us to store, access, and manipulate data efficiently. Understanding data structures is fundamental to mastering Python and other programming languages. Among these data structures, arrays stand out as a fundamental way to store collections of items by using one variable name. Arrays enable us to systematically arrange data like integers, strings, or even complex objects, making them highly versatile and useful in various programming scenarios. Utilizing for loops with arrays allows us to traverse through each element, providing us with the capability to examine or alter each item. This iterative process is crucial for tasks that involve processing every element in an array. Moreover, integrating if statements within these loops empowers us to conduct checks on individual array items. This ability to make decisions based on specific conditions is invaluable in developing logical solutions to complex problems. Be sure to complete the programming tasks, practice questions, and extension activities before moving on to the next lesson. Remember, in the universe of coding, the possibilities are infinite. See you next time.
Hey, hey.